friends. Here we are at Kardec Radio. Countdown to the 12th U.S. Spiritist Symposium. And this is day 15th. Can you believe we're actually 15 days away? 15 days away. In 2 weeks, we're going to start plum, 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 fireworks of joy, fireworks of joy. And I know you may be like, but what is the big deal? No, it's a super big deal. Why? Because the good is conquering grounds on the earth. And it's the first time ever that we have a national Spiritist meeting in English. Well, we've never had a national meeting in DC. This is the first time, but we had a national Spiritist meeting in English in the capital of the world. I will say this without disrespecting anyone, but with the greatest respect to the plans of the On High, because the United States has a specific mission and we need to help it out and partake in this beautiful effort, which is to coordinate our brotherhood on the earth through this beautiful nation to whom not only us who live in the United States, but the whole world owes a great deal. We do owe a great deal to the United States. Many people don't have the idea about how many things good on the earth have come out of the United States. Unfortunately, the forces of darkness are also, wild, and they play their part. And one of them is to undermine the importance of each and every nation, including this one. But we won't let happen because we are called by God to participate in this effort. So congratulations to the United States Spiritist Federation for keeping up this beautiful effort year after year, year after year. This is the 12th edition. Congratulations to everybody who has been participating since day one, 12 years ago, and who is participating now. Today, to share the beauty of these years and the beauty of these national meetings, we have here one of the most enthusiastic spiritists we have in the United States, a wonderful friend and a very encouraging person. And she is our dear Angie Stewart. Yay, Angie, how are you?
Hello, Vanessa. It's awesome to be here with you, and it's awesome to be at Kardec Radio. Thank
Yeah,
you.
again, because now you are at Kardec Radio every other Thursday, right?
Yes, it's very, very good. I'm very blessed. Thank you so much for the invitation. We
Thank
are
you.
very
You want to share a little bit for those who are watching us about the studies because maybe they haven't picked up yet. I know many people do, but if you share, it's even better.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we have a study every other Thursday from 9 to 10 live at Kardec Radio, where we study two books, the book Thought and Life and the Gospel According to Spiritism. And it's always wonderful to be here. We have so many friends that ask questions. It's a great opportunity to talk about those two books since the beginning, because lots of people have read the gospel, but they never studied the introduction. So I'm very excited to be able to do this in English.
Beautiful. Talking about it, Angie. You participated, I think your first symposium was the one that happened in 2008. It was the second symposium in New York, beautiful location. It was a memorable symposium. And you want to tell, because you worked as a volunteer, you helped at the time. You want
Yes.
to tell about the symposium that you participated and the feelings, the lessons learned, and the beauty of it?
Yes, it was really an amazing event. I will never forget. We went there, we met so many friends from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, but then from everywhere, from so many different states. So it was awesome to be able to meet so many people, and it was totally in English. I was working at the reception of the event, so it was even better. I was like saying hello to everybody that they were arriving there. And when you leave the event, I remember it was in the History Museum of New York, in front of Central Park. So in lunchtime, we took our lunch bag. We went with all our friends across the street, and we were on Central Park, just looking at the museum and saying, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful, beautiful physically, the environment, but the energy, the spiritual beauty that we were all feeling was like, oh my God, it has to happen all over again and again, more and more."
More and more. Yeah. And you were able to go to the one in Boston the year after, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We
That
went to
was beautiful
Boston.
too.
It was amazing. Another fantastic location. We
Yeah.
took like a few days. We could see the city also, but that one was even special because we prepared a play. So it was like, wow. It was also in a some kind of historical location. I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly, but it
it
was really
was
special.
Faneuil Hall,
Yes,
where
yes.
the second president of the United States, John Adams, also had a chance to give his speech. It was his
Yes,
land anyhow, so it was a
yes.
historical place, yeah.
Yeah, there we really could feel the vibrations. It was
Yeah.
just like, wow, we are living history. And for
Yeah.
us, we were living the history of spiritism in English. Like the seeds were being planted, so they are germinating little by little. And we were like feeling so happy about being able to participate of it. So it was so
And you know,
good.
it's interesting. I want to share something. The the spirits who asked us to start the symposium in Baltimore, 2007, they actually recommended that we every year we selected the locations that pertain to the history of the United States. So in Baltimore, it was in the very harbor where in 1814 we sealed the American independence in the last war, where Francis Scott Key wrote the poem that is today the American national anthem.
Wow,
And
I didn't know.
exactly. And at the harbor where was the location was also near Fort McHenry, where the flag that inspired Francis Scott Key to write the poem, the Star Spangled Banner, was standing up tall, and it was made by a woman who was living like 2 blocks away from it.
Wow.
Yeah, Mary Pickskill. So that's the reason why we chose that place. And then the year after was the Museum of National History in the New York History in front of the Central Park. And
Yeah.
amazing as it is, in that very day, and we know it's not by chance, Cesar Perry de Carvalho, who was from the International Spiritist Council at the time, he came in and we thought it's no coincidence because the museum was exhibiting their main exhibit was about General Lafayette, who is considered a hero in the United States, though he's French. And he talked about the friendship between the French and the Americans and the French role in the American independence.
Wow.
It was happening simultaneous to the symposium, and we were in awe because we didn't expect.
Yeah.
And then on the third year in Boston, we selected the venue at the Faneuil Hall, also because of the historical location and how much he participated in the making of the American independence. So
Yes.
the symposium really had also these the one of the goals of the spirits was to create in everybody the American identity
Yes.
in
Yes.
spiritism, and you could feel it, right?
Yes. Yes, definitely. When you go to any of the symposiums, it's so we are so attuned because it's all the Americans and the Brazilian Americans there sharing the ideas, the beautiful ideas of Spiritism in a language that's not our native language, but is the language of the country we are living, the country we love, and the country that we are planting the seed of Spiritism. And hopefully the seed is going to become a tree with fruit soon.
Yeah. No, and tell me about this. Okay, we don't need to say the whole story, Angie, but the fruits of the symposium, like each and every one of them, we live it year after year,
Yes.
but the first one had a direct impact in your life
Yes.
as a spirit.
Yes. Yes, very, very, very much. So,
So I'll
uh,
say the first part and then you say the second part, okay?
okay, good.
I'll say this because yesterday Fred Gouveia was here, and Angie is one of the founders of the Inner Enlightenment Spiritist Society. She just moved away from New York and she's now in Miami. But till last year, she was the president of the Inner Enlightenment Spiritist Society, but still close friends to everybody. And Eduardo Guimarães also co-founded the center with her and friends. And I remember Eduardo Guimarães coming to the first one with Naur Fonseca to help with the children and youth activity. And the last day, we were having lunch with a bunch of Spiritist friends from all different states. And Eduardo was sitting on my right, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, the inner enlightenment didn't exist back then." He used to be affiliated with a center in New York that only did works in Portuguese. And he turned to me and said, I feel very inspired. I think I'm going to start a center in English. And I'm like, Eduardo, that's beautiful, but it's big. And I admired his decision, but I was like, okay, uh, all right. And then when he got back, and then you have the second part of the story, right?
Yeah, so basically what happened is that the same day that you guys were there, the symposium, I went to sleep and I had this dream that's actually a spiritual encounter where this spirit told me, well, Angie, from now on, you are going to start practicing spiritism in English. And I remember telling the spirit, I still have so much to learn in Spiritism in Portuguese. Imagine in English. I was only 5 years a Spiritist.
Uh,
And he said, no, start studying harder. You start tomorrow. And then I woke up and then I'm like, okay, let's try. So I went to a center that was in English and I tried. And I got out and I really didn't know. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to change centers. And I returned to the center I used to go. I met Eduardo. And then Eduardo told me, Angie, I have to talk to you about very serious things. And then we went to a corner and he said, what do you think about opening a center in English? And oh my God, Eduardo, I have to tell you what happened. And that's how it started.
yes.
Eduardo, I remember Eduardo telling me, so that's it. That's it. You have the English and I have the knowledge of Spiritism. Let's partnership. Because Eduardo, he knew so much Spiritism, so depth in him, but his English was still not the best. And I admire him so much because from that moment, he started going to English classes and he started taking English twice or three times a week to be able to improve really, really fast. Because we bought all the books in English and we started studying English and he was the one who had to give the biggest explanations and he was struggling with the English, but it was not a problem for him. He's like, I will learn. And that's what I tell everybody nowadays. I tell everybody, when you want something, you can do it. You just have to
Yes.
set your mind. And I always say spiritism is even better because we are able to improve in spiritism that we already know a lot, and even in English. So we join forces of evolvement. Let's do it.
I agree with you. And you know, our friend Narciso Thomas, who is here, he's from the Spirit side of Virginia. He always reminds us where there is a will, there is a way, the power of the
Yes,
will. And you're right. And I admire very much all of you. It's been 10 years of
yes,
the Inner Enlightenment Spirit Society. And, you know, pretty soon it's going to be 11 years already,
yes,
right? 11
yes.
years. It's
So
a
quick.
beautiful effort. But you participated also in the symposium in Connecticut.
Yes, yes,
How was
also in
it?
Connecticut. Oh my God, what can we say? It's always so amazing. And I had never been in any kind of event in Connecticut before. That was my first time. So it was my first time to everything. And you know, besides meeting our friends that we get so excited to see them, it's always so beautiful to be able to learn more and more and more
Yeah.
when we people say, oh, it's crazy, such a long day, but when you are there, you feel so blessed, you feel so relaxed, so enchanted, that you just connect, and you are super excited to be there, and I love it, I love it. I'm always
But
excited, but it's
yeah,
even more.
but you know, all even scientific meetings, they are many days, the days are long, but there's no other way. I mean, people move, they come from different locations.
Yes,
And you can't spare time in doing many days. So in one day there's so much. But I would say this, and I think you would probably agree. The format in which this was created, which was since day one, the spirits always said, do short talks to first make us practice objective, being objective,
yes,
and second, uh, also to make sure that more people have opportunities and we don't create celebrities in Spiritism, because unfortunately nowadays we have been seeing this, the public
yes,
and I will say this is the public out of their needs, creating this feeling of celebrity for some spiritists. And I think, as Emmanuel says in the book Medium's Harvest, it's not healthy, it's not good, and people will be co-responsible for what they are creating. And I would say, even for the organizers of the meeting, they are co-responsible too for always calling the same people. And I would say this, for example, in the Spiritist movement in Brazil, I know many scholars who are never called to a national meeting. And that tells me, first and foremost, that the people who are coordinating these meetings, they don't know what's happening in their country. And I say this because we coordinated the first three symposia and we participated in this the committee of this year. You need to, it's like somebody who sees the talent and bring it on. So you need to bring more people in also because they have different angles that probably other people haven't brought upon in the studies of spiritism. They're not
yes,
innovating in the teachings, but they
yes.
are innovating in the way, the breakdown of the teachings, the style. As Louise Hay says, you may hear the same thing from 10 people, but each one is going to play an effect on different crowds because we're different.
Yes,
Right,
you you
Angie?
you're totally right. And right now we have so many very good speakers of spiritism in America.
Oh,
They are
yes.
in different, even in the West Coast, they are a little far, but they are great in spiritism and with the English language. So we should really give this opportunity. And I like also shorter talks because people who have a tendency of not paying much attention, you change and they are like, whoa, it's a new person, a new topic, a new point of view. It's very interesting because it's so interactive. So
Yes.
another thing that I always admired and I enjoyed so much is that we always had Americans doing something, bringing their point of view, bringing their experiences. I will never forget in Fort Lauderdale, I was staying in a friend's house, and I didn't know. I had no idea that her husband, Mark, was going to talk the next day in the event. I'm like, you're going to talk? And then I only discovered in the moment. I'm like, my God, this is so exciting. And his speech was so beautiful, was from his heart. And I remember a lot of people, we were all crying because he was going through some issues, some difficulties, and he spoke how he discovered Spiritism and how it really touched deep his heart. And that message was not from a Brazilian, was from an American who discovered this new philosophy of life and really changed him. So this was beautiful, and I never forgot that. And that was really marked
Yeah.
forever. I was like, that's
It's
beautiful.
interesting you say that because though I don't think we should be concerned about nationality because, there are people who are born here,
Yeah.
they were born from, they were reborn here, but not necessarily in the previous life they are Americans and vice versa. I know
Yeah.
people who were Americans and are born in Brazil and then came back here. So but the point you're making is we have a diversity of
Yeah.
friends from different nationalities who are coming together, even though we are in the United States. And that's very important. And just for the program this year, it's such a beautiful balance program because as we go by in the federation, our heads to the federation because they've been very diligent every year trying to trim down to what is the always trying something new to make it more important, to make it special, to make it flow easier. So this year we have talks that go short talks on family, on the loss of loved ones, family planning, human equality, hope in a world of sustainability, peacemaking skills, about mental health and wellness, sexuality, spiritism for children and youth, and the activities overall for children and youth. So, and we have a visualization, music that is going to be played as well, and beautiful breaks in between to make sure we're recharged to go to the next, and a diversity of topics that I don't think we have seen before, Angie. It's such a beautiful construction
It's like
that
the
we're
whole
seeing.
package.
The whole package.
It's
And
really
for
beautiful.
those, Angie, who are watching us and they are in other countries, we would recommend that you start such a thing. And it begins just by recognizing national talent. And I remember when we started the first one, inviting people. And I remember somebody coming to me like, how did you know? I mean, if you travel and visit the Spiritist centers, you're going to see the people who make Spiritism in this country. They are the ones who do the bread and butter in our country and the
Yeah.
rice and beans, as we say in Brazil. They are the ones who are making it
Yes.
happen every day in their centers.
Yes.
So put them together for a day, just a day, and then talk on the next day, just the organizers, just the representatives of each center to exchange ideas. This is so valuable. You don't need a million people being spirited in your country to start a meeting like this, right, Angie?
Yes, this is perfect. And that's what I always say. You don't need to speak perfect English to attend because even the energy, the vibration will make you to understand. Of course, you need to attune, you need to focus, and you need to make your effort. But this is a beautiful thing for our eternal spirit. It's not just for this life, but it's for our progress, our spiritual progress. So this is wonderful, and I'm very, very happy that we are having another one. That's great.
Yes. And Angie, Sergio Santos is reminding us here. Thank you, Sergio. He's saying that we're offering also fraternal assistance. And fraternal
Wow.
assistance is this opportunity. If people are feeling like they need some form of
Yeah.
guidance, etc., they can, raise their hands and go to the welcome station. There are 6 fraternal counselors that were pre-assigned to be with you and exchange an idea and help out as well. How
Wow,
beautiful is this? We started it last
amazing.
year.
This is beautiful. Yes, because so many people need, sometimes they just need a word of encouragement. And sometimes they have problems that are so deep and so difficult, and they don't even know how to share with anyone. They feel ashamed. And sometimes, like the 5-10 minutes conversation can just switch the
Yes.
way of thinking. Buy this book, read it. You will see the answers. And then the person do it, and then they see the light. But
Yes.
that's the
See the
thing, we give the seed, but you have to plant, you have to take care of it, you have to make
light.
the effort of doing it.
Yeah. So it's worthwhile. It's
Yes.
worthwhile. I wouldn't miss it for the world. And, as we wrap up, because we're also using this opportunity to pray together, you know, in the book Living Spring, chapter 111, the title of Emmanuel's message is Let Us Strengthen Ourselves, which is also one of the goals of this symposium, of all of them, but this one in particular, to make us stronger. And Paul to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10 said, Be strong in the Lord. And I'm going to read just a few excerpts. He says, Emmanuel, breaking down in Paul's scripture, there are many people who think they're strong because they have financial resources, possess lands, physical beauty, important relatives, educated mind, because they are popular or they have political power, because they live in an oasis of exclusivist happiness. Yes, there are many people who think they are winning today, but who end up being defeated tomorrow. However, only the conscience built up in faith by means of duties well fulfilled, in light of the eternal laws, can remain invulnerable under self-control. Only those who sacrifice themselves for love find incorruptible security. Therefore, let us strengthen ourselves in the Lord, and with an upright soul, let us forge ahead in the fulfillment of the endeavor that the Divine Master has entrusted to us. More than ever, we need to strengthen ourselves, right, Angie?
Such a beautiful message. Perfect message for the work is being done. It's really beautiful.
Right?
We
So we
have
will
to
do.
to we have to really get together, all of us spiritists that are fighting in a good way
Yeah.
for spiritism to spread in the English language, and we have to keep up with this spreading beauty, and creating more opportunities to be able to be teaching, talking, learning, sharing activities in English, because that's the only way we can help to really make this to happen. I don't want my son to be saying, "Oh, this is something of Brazilians." I don't want this. This is a spiritism. What is this? This is a spiritism. This is a philosophy of life that talks about reincarnation, and so we want the little kids to understand what is a spiritism. So we have to start it.
There you have it. So I'd like to ask you to kindly lead us into a prayer of strengthening, sending. Let us invite everyone who is here with us to join forces and visualize the harmonization, so the beautiful works that are going to happen 15 days from today.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So
Very
friends,
good.
all
Very
right.
good.
So let us follow our dear Angie.
So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes, relax, and let's imagine we are in this beautiful green garden, seeing flowers, sitting together one by one. And we feel this energy surrounding us, not just the soothing sun that makes us to feel warm and happy, but we feel some different energy that makes us to feel happy from the inside of us. And with this energy, we know it's something bigger than us. It's really the enlightened spirits approaching us, guiding us, helping all of us to connect with God, to connect with our Master Jesus, helping us to progress, to study, to be more loving, more charitable, more respectful. And with all this loving energy, we would like to pray for this beautiful event that will be happening in 15 days. So, dear Master Jesus, thank you so much again for this opportunity of another beautiful event happening here in America, and this time in Washington, D.C. Please guide, protect all the speakers, but also all the workers, all the volunteers, all the people involved that sometimes nobody know about them, but they dedicate so much time and effort. Please, Master, protect all of them, guide them, inspire and give strength. But most of all, inspire all of us that sometimes live far away, to be able to take the opportunity and buy a ticket to be able to go and participate of this wonderful day, this day of joy and happiness that will make all of us to live that event a little bit different, a little bit more evolved. Thank you so much. Please stay with us now and ever. So be it.
Thank you, dear Angie, for
Thank you.
making us feel more enthusiastic about it.
Ah, you're welcome. You are always enthusiastic.
Thank you. Thank you. We feel more encouraged. Thank you for the beautiful work you have been doing on Thursdays at Cardiac Radio.
Thank
And keep
you.
up the good work where you are. We need you, Angie.
Yes, yes. Let's continue.
Beautiful. And to the friends who are watching us, let's not forget, go to spiritistsymposium.org and do your registration. Take a look at Sergio Santos. Beautiful picture saying, I'm going to. If you have already registered, just go and put that picture in your profile of the Facebook, encouraging others. Don't be shy. Let your light shine so the others' light can also feel encouraged to shine. Shall we, friends? And until tomorrow, God willing, in our countdown for the 12th U.S. Spiritist Symposium. And let us keep up the good work because the good spirits are working. They count on us to make it real on this side of life. Thank you, friends, and a big hug.
Thank you.